If you've ever wondered about the rich history behind the iconic monuments and streets of Delhi, then this is the book for you. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mehek. I hope you guys are all fine, and like always, I also hope that you guys are reading. Back with the book of the week that I finished. It's called Once Upon a Time in Delhi by Nita. It has been a very interesting and fascinating read. I couldn't put this book down, so let's just dive in and talk about what it is about. The book starts off by telling us that Delhi is not just a city. It's a place full of secrets, stories, and legends. The author starts by talking about the Delhi Triangle, or the Golden Triangle, which comprises of the 7 cities, and how the different kings that came and the battles that happened and the architects that came had kind of played a huge role in defining what Delhi is today as a city. So what really was interesting for me was that the author starts the book by telling us that the history of Delhi goes back all the way to 3,000 years back, to the times of Mahabharata, when it was called Indraprastha, which was the capital of Pandavas. What was also interesting was, I'm sure some of you already know about it. I didn't know. Gurugram, which literally means teacher's village, was the place where there was this ashram of Guru Dronacharya, where the Kauravas and the Pandavas trained. How cool is that? I didn't know about that fact. Later on, the author takes us through different eras that happened in, and the different kings that came in Delhi. Right from she spoke about how initial the rule was in the hands of the Rajputs and Prithviraj Chauhan, and then when Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad Ghori, how we saw the Islamic era or the Islamic rule come in play. And it is said that the author writes in this book that we had the Islamic rule go on for about 700 years in the country, the northern part of India. Now this period brought in a lot of changes, both architecture and in culture wise. So it brought the Islamic era brought in new food, new mannerism, new culture, and of course new architecture. Like it was this time we saw the monument called, which the famous one we know in Delhi, the Qutub Minar. It was built during this time. So the author obviously talks about the incredible architectural skills that was prominent during that era. The author also talks about, how during this Islamic and the Mughal era, we saw a lot of Sufi saints come in Delhi, and this brought in poetry and art and culture and philosophy. So ultimately, Delhi became the hub of all these things, In fact, during this time, she also she shares this wonderful incident about how Tughlakabad got its name. There was a Sufi saint by the name of Abdullah who used to live there, and he was a good man. He used to help people, cross the river Yamuna with his ferry. And he was also this person who was, on quest to find God, and because of which he stopped eating food. And he became very weak. So ultimately, people started calling him Majnu, after the Persian lover, because that symbolizes intense love and passion. So that's how Majnu Ka Tila got his name. I didn't know this fact, so it was quite interesting for me. Later, she also talks about when Akbar and Shahjahan came and ruled Delhi, what that era looked like. And, it was during this time when the Jama Masjid and the Purana Qila was built. Again, talking about the famous iconic monuments that we know today and the impeccable architectural style that was prevalent during that time. Interestingly, she also shares about some lesser known facts, like why Firoz Shah Kotla is, haunted by jinns. What's the story behind it? I didn't know about it. So I went on Google and I read, and it's true, they say. In fact, there are tours in Delhi, the jinns tour, that take you around some of these historical sites, which is said to be haunted by these jinns. So what is the story behind it? The author also talks about the famous Hauz Khas, how that came to be, the Chor Minar, and finally the baolis, the step wells. Like, why were they built? What is the history behind it? It was built because there was a shortage of water and they wanted to conserve water. And also during summers, that acted like a cooling place, where people could come and relax, and that really helped. So all that is mentioned in this book, which was quite interesting. And finally, when she's talking about different kings and eras coming, she finally speaks about the British era, when the British colony came to Delhi in 1911. So they shifted their base and capital and place of business from Kolkata to Delhi, which brought in a lot of colonial style of buildings and urban planning in Delhi, which kind of blended the old world charm and the modern look that we see in Delhi today. So as you read this book, and you see the different rulers that have come by, the different eras that Delhi has gone through, the many battles, like it's crazy. You will see how ultimately, Delhi became this melting point of rich culture, heritage, art, history, legends. And what I love that what the author has done in this book is that she's combined myth, she's combined legend, she's combined stories, she's combined historical facts, and kind of have given us, this book, which really comes alive, when you read about it. So the history really comes alive. And that is why I personally really enjoyed the book. It's very easy to read. And there are really amazing stories, which, I would be having conversations with people. So I definitely recommend this book. If you're someone who enjoys history, who enjoys reading about the past, then this is definitely the book for you. If you're someone who is heading to Delhi, then pick this book up, because it will just allow you to look at the city with a different light. I mean, it's really sad what Delhi is going through right now with all the air pollution and how toxic that's becoming. But the city has such an interesting history. I have been to some of these monuments, but I can't wait to visit them again, because now I understand the history behind it better. Like I'm too excited to visit the Firoz Shah Kotla and just feel, if it's really haunted, and see all the letters and offerings that people actually till today, put it out for the jinns, thinking that they're going to bless them. So yeah, if you're someone who is heading to Delhi, please pick this book, or if you're someone who generally enjoys reading about history, then this is the book for you. So that's all on this wonderful book. I am going to see you guys next week with another title. Till then, take care, bye bye, and please keep reading.